Hey everyone, and welcome to my Street Fighter 6 Ken Quickstart guide. Just a quick heads up, I'll be streaming Street Fighter 6 at twitch.tv/TheMartonfi1228, link in the video description, if you want to see some more Ken action. In this Quickstart guide, we're going to be covering the bare minimum you need to know to hop online and have some fun. Do keep in mind that this guide is primarily for classic controls. This video is not about the most optimal combos, it's about the easiest, fastest method to be as effective as possible quickly when starting to learn. You should absolutely build on top of this tutorial by introducing new combos and techniques as you learn more about the game. If you're a new player and are confused about certain terminology or are confused about anything, feel free to drop a comment and I'll do my best to help you out. With that out of the way, let's get started covering the basics. First off, we have the basic pokes you want to use with Ken. Standing medium kick and crouching medium kick. The standing medium kick has a target combo into medium kick and heavy kick, but do keep in mind that if your opponent blocks the first standing medium kick, you should not go into the target combo since the follow-up moves are unsafe. You can also use crouching medium kick into heavy Hadouken, just like this, which is very effective if you use either the light or medium version of Hadouken. Your opponent can punish you with Drive Impact. You want to use these two moves to control space and try to hit your opponent from further away. Next up, we have anti-airs. If you're a beginner, I highly recommend you use crouching heavy punch as it's much easier to input than a DP. If you're comfortable using DP as an anti-air, I highly recommend it. Otherwise, stick with crouching heavy punch to make it easier to react and anti-air. Alright, let's go through a quick example of anti-airs. So if we turn on anti-air practice here, and the last option, simple training settings in the training menu, Ryu will start jumping at us, and as you can see, we can DP, or we can use crouching heavy punch. Keep in mind that sometimes you will trade using crouching heavy punch if you react a little bit too late, and I usually prefer using medium DP as anti-air since the startup's a little faster. But yeah, you turn this on, just practice your anti-airs, and don't let people get free pressure in on you. Alright, next up, we're going to have a basic jumping combo. A very simple one that can also cross up is jump medium kick into crouching medium kick into heavy Hadouken. New players will sometimes struggle to block high and then low following a jump in, so this is an easy way to get some quick damage in. So let's go through a quick example here. If you jump, just like that. So make sure you're using heavy Hadouken. Again, if your opponent's smashing Drive Impact and you use the other two, they can punish you. And on block, this should also be pretty safe. Might depend on the character matchup, but let's just show you kind of what the spacing looks like. Oops. Just like that, so you can see it's pretty safe spacing here. They can't really jab at you, you'll be able to block after that, so it's a pretty solid jumping combo. Get used to it, and it'll do some great work for you. Next on the list is a basic punish combo. Whenever you block an opponent's move that is unsafe, for example, or DP, or you get a Drive Impact counter or wall splat, this should be your go-to basic combo for easy damage. All you need is standing heavy punch into run into DP. If you're struggling with the run into DP sequence, you can always shorten it by just doing heavy DP after standing heavy punch. So let's go through a quick example here. Let's say I get a counter hit Drive Impact. It would look like this. So we just run into DP, and once again, if you are struggling kind of with that sequence of running into DP, which can be a little bit tricky when you're new, you can always shorten it to just heavy punch, and then heavy DP, and you still get a pretty good amount of damage. Not all the way there, but it's not a bad little ender either. So practice both of those, see what you feel comfortable with, get in there, and get some free damage. Going off of our punish counters, if you have 3 bars for super, you can extend your punish combo by doing level 3 during the run DP. Let's just run through that. Drive Impact. Just like that. So this will be a little bit tricky if you're new. You do have to input super pretty quickly at the beginning of the DP startup. But if you practice it, I believe in you, you'll get it in no time. So that's an easy way to just cash out your meter and get a big boost in damage. So here I'm going to cover a bit more of an advanced combo that allows you to utilize level 1, level 2, or level 3, or heavy DP, just to get some more damage in. If you are pretty new, I probably would recommend not to focus on this too much and just focus on cashing out your level 3 at the end of your basic punish combo. Otherwise, if you want to experiment with this, knock yourself out. So the combo is going to be standing medium punch into standing heavy punch into run into dragon lash, and then your ender, which will be either level 1, level 2, level 3, or heavy DP. So let me just go through a quick example with the level 2 super here. Just like that. So again, you can kind of choose your ender at the end depending on which situation you're in. But yeah, so if you want to spend meter or not, all that. So again, this is a bit more an advanced combo. If you don't feel comfortable or struggling with it, I wouldn't worry about it. Just focus on making sure you utilize that meter when you have 3 at the end of your basic punish combos. So here we're going to cover a couple of options you can use in neutral to put pressure on your opponent. So Heavy Dragon Lash is a fantastic tool that Ken has, which is advantaged on block, that allows you to put some pretty free pressure on your opponent. So we're going to cover a pretty basic combo here. Do keep in mind that this only combos if you hit your opponent while they are crouching. If they're standing, this won't connect, although your opponent could be matching on block, and you could still put pressure on them with a block string. But we'll cover both of those things here. So here's what the combo looks like. Alright, so yeah, the combo's pretty straightforward. You do Dragon Lash, crouching light punch, standing medium punch, standing heavy punch into run DP. Pretty standard stuff if you've been following along. So again, if this seems like a lot to you, you could probably just do like Dragon Lash, mash some jabs, you know, maybe end it with a DP or something. There are a lot of options you can go through that can shorten the combo if you're struggling with it. Otherwise, if you feel comfortable with it, do it. So what if the opponent's blocking? What should I do? So definitely don't do run DP. It's going to be a bad time. So we'll set it to block all. So ideally, you'd want to end with a Dokkan there. If you have some meter to spend, you could probably make it even safer by doing EX Dokkan, but if you do a Dokkan, it should be pretty safe. Otherwise, you can also go into Jinrai Kicks, which is also pretty safe just because of the spacing. So yeah, either end with a Dokkan or Jinrai Kicks. Do not do the run DP, otherwise your opponent's kind of going to get a free punish there. So keep that in mind. Next up, we're going to cover the run, which is pretty straightforward. You can just run, and then if you do forward, medium kick. Is it forward or just medium kick? It's just medium kick. So if you press either medium kick or heavy kick, you'll get 2 different moves. The first one's an overhead like this, and the second one's just a poke. They're both fantastic just to do in neutral to keep your opponent in check. You can also use a light kick to kind of stop and do like a feint. So you could run up, stop, grab, which it's kind of like, you know, Budget's Man drive rush. So it's pretty good. A lot of different things you can do with it. One of the best things you can do, and this might be a little bit harder since you'll have to hit confirm here, but if you get the overhead, you can actually combo that into your level 3. Whoops. So just take an example here. Just like that. So you'd have to keep in mind, you do like need to make sure they're not blocking. So if they block and you do this, that's really bad. So you can always practice hit confirming that if you want. There's a block setting here you can set to random, and then you can kind of just keep running at them and do that. Just a piece of advice, if you are going to practice this, you should be buffering your super input, so you shouldn't react to whether or not they block or they got hit before you start doing the input. What you should react to is whether or not they got hit, and then you press the button for the super to come out. So you still want to do the motions, right? So even if I'm like running, doing this, and they block just like that, you can see in my input display, I still did the super motion. I just didn't hit the punch button. If he did get hit, then I would hit the punch button and confirm it. So you always want to buffer that input because you just won't be able to react in time otherwise. So, well guys, that's going to be it for my quick start guide. If you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.